are a lot of people out there this morning thinking that Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk will be taking place at WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles. Believe me, folks, I know it sounds like an intriguing match. It may be 15 years too late, but listen, I don't think it's going to happen at WrestleMania 39. Also, Adam Cole, serious concern surrounding Adam Cole and his injury. When is he scheduled to come back to AEW television? And Kevin Owens, will he be a part of War Games for Survivor Series? I got the latest on KO. All this on Off the Script. Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. I got a little bit of extra for you. It is November 18th, 2022. I am JD from New York, as always, coming to you from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday afternoons, wherever you may be. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Links are down below in the description. Yes, unfortunately, Twitter is still around after everybody was tweeting about Twitter's demise last night. I'm on there. I'll be on there tonight. I'll be on there this weekend for Full Gear, so make sure you guys follow me on social media. Go hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. I usually get you guys up-to-date news here on the channel. Make sure you guys go check out all the other videos on the channel. Videos and live streams are now in two separate categories. If you guys want to go check out the live streams, you got to go hit live on the homepage, and it'll take you to all my live streams. So make sure you guys go and check that out. And most importantly, because it helps me out, and I know you guys love me, 1,000 likes minimum on the extra today right here on Off the Script. We're going to start off with Adam Cole. This is a serious issue, and it's now being made into a legitimate story because people are asking, where is Adam Cole? What is the latest on Adam Cole? I don't really think it's any of our business what's going on with Adam Cole. But Adam Cole is missing. And Adam Cole should be a major, major proponent of AEW television. It's been months since fans have seen Adam Cole. Last we saw him wrestle was for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship in a match, a four-way match at Forbidden Door. This was in June. Jay White, Kazuchika Okada, and Adam Hangman Page against Adam Cole. Fatal four-way for the world title. Adam Cole was working through a torn labrum issue at the time and then suffered a concussion during the match, which seemingly played into the ending of the match, where the match ended abruptly. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that a number of people have brought up being very concerned for Adam Cole. It was previously reported last month that Cole's return to AEW could be tomorrow or it could be never, which I don't understand why Dave Meltzer goes out there and says that. It could be never. Don't say anything at all because it's a concussion injury and that's what he's dealing with, which can be unpredictable sometimes with the recovery progress. We wish Cole all the best. Obviously, we are huge Adam Cole fans right here on the podcast, and I hope to see him back soon in an AEW ring. I don't know. I don't know what else to really add on top of this. We don't know anything. I mean, for all we know, Adam Cole could show up at Full Gear on Saturday night. We don't really know. What I do know, and this is the only thing I will say to this. One, I love Adam Cole. I'm a huge Adam Cole guy. Adam Cole, the WWE squandered Adam Cole in the worst way possible. If I was Vince, if I was Bruce, I would have given that man anything he wanted. He wanted to go stream on Twitch. Go stream on Twitch. It's no sweat off my back. Just make sure you show up for work every day and be the guy that we need you to be. That was their WrestleMania guy for years to come. When there will not be a Roman, when there won't be a John Cena, when there won't be anybody of that upper echelon name value in WWE like that, where they're looking for the next WrestleMania main event. This is why their programs have been instituted. You had one in Adam Cole. You had him right there. And now he's in AEW, and I could see why people have been less than enthused about Adam Cole's AEW tenure so far. Tony Khan had great intentions of bringing in Adam Cole. I remember the day he made his debut, Tony Khan looked everybody at the scrum in the eye and said about Adam Cole, if there was one guy during the NXT versus AEW war on Wednesday night that he was afraid of, it was Adam Cole. AEW needs Adam Cole. AEW needs Adam Cole. AEW needs that NXT visceral, undisputed era Adam Cole. That's what they need. I don't want to see him come back and be aligned with Kenny Omega and the Elites. I don't want to see him come back aligned with anybody. I want to see Adam Cole baby and do what he does best. Wrestle for world championships. That's what we need. AEW desperately needs the star power of Adam Cole. You build him up the way he should be, the way he needs to be. They got their guy right there. That is their main event guy for years to come. I don't want to have to sit here and tell you that Tony Khan squandered Adam Cole away just like Vince McMahon did. This is a guaranteed. It should not be that difficult. Yes, injuries, yes, concussions and all this other stuff. Fine. When he gets back, that needs to be the guy, no questions asked. Who's going to be the guy for the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre at War Games? Everybody assumed it was going to be Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is a shoo-in for War Games. Look at what's going on with Sami Zayn. Look what's going on with him being an honorary Uce. Kevin Owens certainly has to get involved, and he's going to get involved, and he's going to convince his best friend that he's making a mistake. He's making a huge career mistake. Then we get the news. We're all excited. Then we get the news about Kevin Owens at a house show, and he injured himself, and now there's a potentially maybe missing War Games, which at this point, I don't even know who would be able to fill in to make sense for the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre. Kevin Owens, supposedly he is going to be on Friday Night SmackDown tonight. That's as much as I know. He will be on Friday Night SmackDown, which gives me hope that he will be added to the War Games match, and he will be the fifth man for the Brawling Brutes. Kevin Owens' status for next Saturday's Survivor Series is in serious question after he suffered a sprained MCL he suffered in a singles match against Austin Theory at Sunday's WWE live event. WWE had surprise plans for Owens as he's been off television for a while. That would have led to him wrestling in a top Survivor Series match with the Bloodline inside War Games, the main event of Survivor Series. Now, while speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer talked about Owens' recovery and how he's doing rehab at the Performance Center right now. So he's doing rehab at the Performance Center. However, Meltzer says, because Kevin Owens suffered an injury, which the last I heard was a sprained MCL, he was going to get it checked out. I have heard as of Monday morning, and I haven't heard anything since then, and that had not been checked out, but he is rehabbing it. I don't know if he'll be ready for Survivor Series or not. If they do an angle on SmackDown on Friday and throw somebody else in, that tells you that he wasn't ready. No shit. I do know from somebody, I did hear that he's not moving very well. So he better heal up quick if he's going to make that pay-per-view. And like I said, I don't know the situation, whether he will or he won't. I haven't heard, but that's the basic situation. They're not going to let you know. They're not going to let you know. A, it's an injury. It's none of their business. It's nobody's business. B, they don't want to ruin the surprise because this leads to me thinking that, well, he's going to make it on Friday and he will be at War Games to join the Brutes and join Drew McIntyre. I hope so. I don't want Kevin Owens to miss Survivor Series. First of all, I don't even know why he's wrestling on a fucking Sunday's main event or Sunday's live event for WWE on the road against Austin Theory. We didn't need that. Kevin Owens didn't need that. Austin Theory didn't need that. Why are you putting him, after being away for so long, putting him in a live event, risking injury right before probably the biggest storyline of his fucking career? That I don't get. We don't need to go out there and have him, who's going to be in the main event of Survivor Series, an integral part of the Survivor Series. If there's one fucking person in that match outside Roman that is the most important in that storyline, it's going to be Kevin Owens, and he hasn't even been included yet. I don't know why he's wrestling. We don't need him to risk injury for something as big as this. It's ridiculous. Now, I did hear that he will be on tonight's SmackDown, and if they are reporting that, more than likely he's going to be involved. Now, if by some chance he's not involved, who the fuck do they go out there and get? Who replaces Kevin Owens, who is perfect for that role? There isn't anybody outside of one name that I could possibly think of right now, and that would be Matt Riddle. That's it. The Bloodline put him out, and Matt Riddle, who's now fucking playing bongos with Elias, doesn't really fit into what's going on now. Would have to get all of a sudden serious, and they could continue that, but it's been deviated away so much that it's not going to make any sense. Yes, there's a built-in storyline there from months ago, but he's the only name that I could possibly think of. Karrion Kross? Why would you put Karrion Kross in a match? Yes, he's targeted Roman. Yes, he wants the world title. But why would you put him in a match where he now has to team with Drew McIntyre, and we haven't seen him since he lost the steel cage match to Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewel? There isn't anybody. It's Kevin Owens or nobody. It's Kevin Owens or somebody that doesn't make sense. And it will, I don't want to say it will take away from the match, because the match is going to be great, but the whole fucking point of this was to get Sammy in there and start building his, I would say, exit from the Bloodline. And you can't do that without Kevin Owens. Hopefully we see what we see on Friday night and all is good, and we get that 5-on-5 at War Games. And when we get there, that's going to be a whole new can of worms, because if he's right now tending to an injury and he's not 100% even going into the match, I wouldn't have Kevin Owens do anything too crazy, because you do not want him to further aggravate the injury and then have him actually be out for months, and this storyline has to take a different course of action. CM Punk. There's a lot of CM Punk news today, and we will have more CM Punk news on Sunday's Live Off the Script for episode 453. There is backstage news. Now, I don't know where this came from. This apparently is in the newsletter by Dave Meltzer. Backstage news on what is being said about a CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin WrestleMania 39 match. Now, there was a report that AEW further aggravated CM Punk. And two sides now between CM Punk and AEW, they could not be any further apart after what Tony Khan and Chris Jericho did, because Chris Jericho, he told Tony Khan that this is what should be. Colt Cabana wrestled Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Championship a couple of weeks ago on Dynamite. Everybody was like, well, I guess this now is confirmation that CM Punk is finished with AEW. CM Punk is not finished with AEW. He's not. The rehab for the injury is going incredibly well from the last thing that I read, according to Dave Meltzer. We don't know how true that is, but that's what Meltzer reported. The injury status on Punk is very positive. He's rehabbing. He's getting well. And AEW is still selling merchandise for CM Punk. CM Punk still has merchandise sold at the live events. So all this talk about Tony Khan wanting to buy out his contract and he's on the outs with AEW, clearly he's still a part of the company. AEW and CM Punk are still a partnership. Also, I don't know if you guys understand this. They could change it. Believe me, they could change it at any time they want. But right now, CM Punk is still on the cover of the AEW Fight Forever video game. So he's still very much a part of the company, though he's not active in the company right now due to an injury and due to the investigation, which probably would have ended up with him suspended anyway. Suspended and stripped of the championship. But there's backstage news today about a CM Punk Stone Cold Steve Austin match at WrestleMania 39, because the rumors of Stone Cold being offered a match at WrestleMania by the current regime has now heated up. Dave Meltzer reported regarding Austin's offer to return. There is smoke to the fire and something is in the discussion phase. That doesn't mean it's with Punk. The ideas being discussed internally are being kept secret. End quote. Now, Austin could work with somebody like a Kevin Owens, an active WWE roster guy, right? He could work with anybody he wants. He worked with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38. Main event was very good. I wouldn't say it was great. It didn't embarrass anybody. Both guys fucking did tremendous in the main event on Saturday at WrestleMania this year. That match was the main event. He could be put in a match that could help elevate a younger star like it did Kevin Owens. On the other hand, Owens could work with a bigger name. Brock Lesnar. Don't really care to see that myself. He could work with John Cena, which I think is the right way to go about it because I don't think Punk is going to be readily available for WWE. For Punk, he's still under contract with AEW. And until he's free of the promotion, it is legally impossible for WWE to make that match. There's been speculation that WWE could have Austin versus Punk on night 1 of WrestleMania next year and Roman Reigns versus The Rock as Sunday's main event for night 2 of WrestleMania. Meltzer added that when asked about the potential for Punk here, it appears from a creative standpoint, it's not positive because most of them follow what happened in AEW. Sources stated that they also recognize this will be a decision made by Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Nick Khan. There was also a report this year about CM Punk and how half of the locker room, there are several major names that in WWE that will not want Punk back in the company, that WWE and Punk right now, the possibility of it happening, a return for Punk is greatly opposed by some people of power in the company. I don't know the legalities for Punk, says Dave Meltzer, but I think that's the biggest money of all the matches with Austin. Now, he could do it upon coming back to WWE if that time comes. It would still be as big. Austin will be a lot older. Punk will be a lot older. There's the injury that Punk might not be able to make it to WrestleMania with the torn tricep. He still may be under contract with AEW, which will prohibit him from making it to WrestleMania. Everyone's healing is different. The contract situation's still up in the air. The legal issue is there. Meltzer continued, if you're looking for the match that's going to shake up the business, the Punk match is the one. I don't know that Punk will get a release from AEW. There's just a lot of issues there. People don't want him. There are people of power in the company that don't want Punk back. But at the end of the day, they're looking to make money. At the end of the day, they're looking to stick it to Tony Khan and AEW. Just by that alone, I think Punk would be back in the WWE. But I've talked about this in nauseum. If Punk goes back to WWE, his reputation is zero. Nothing. He will be worthless. How could that man go home at the end of the night thinking what he did for the last 8 years, going back to WWE and being okay with himself? He's dug himself a hole he will never be able to dig himself out of. I don't know what you guys are talking. I don't know where this story came from. This is how bullshit. This is why people shit on the dirt sheets, and this is why people shit on content creators and all this other shit. We get all this shit from Meltzer. Okay? I'm not too fond of him, but go listen to Sap. When Sap says something, then there's a little bit of seriousness to this story. There's more fuel to the story, more fuel to the fire than there would be if a Dave Meltzer reported it. How many times has Dave Meltzer said something that ends up being legit? It may be the start of something, but it's got fucking 6 or 7 different heads. It could go in 6 or 7 different directions. This is just ridiculous. Punk is still with AEW. Why for any second would you think Tony Khan is going to let Punk walk out of the company to go walk into WWE to go wrestle Austin at WrestleMania? Do you really take Tony Khan to be a blithering fucking idiot to that extent? He would never, in this lifetime and the next 20 lifetimes, allow that to happen. And Tony Khan is the biggest wrestling mark in the entire community. He will never allow this to happen, ever. And seeing Dynamite's ratings and seeing how their attendance is suffering because of what stemmed from All Out, I don't think Tony Khan is going to willingly let Punk go like we thought he would. He's got 2 years left of that man's services, and I don't know why Tony Khan, seeing how things are declining, and they are, take your rose-colored glasses off. AEW's not the same. There are things that need to be done. The Elite's coming back. Cole needs to come back. Punk may need to come back. That's your meal ticket. Does AEW have any other big star on the level of CM Punk to bring them the notoriety that Punk brought them? Punk wasn't making a difference in the ratings. Without Punk or with Punk, the ratings are still the same. But the interest, the feel, the vibe of AEW is not the same. There are other things that need to be done too. It's just not Punk's issue. It's not the issue of just CM Punk solely. But if you really think Tony Khan's going to allow this to happen at WrestleMania 39, my God, man, shut up. You don't know anything. It's not going to happen. He is still legally binded to a contract in AEW. Merch is still being sold. He's on the cover of the video game. This is only going to further push this match back and never going to happen, potentially. He will not allow that to happen. The idea is great, but the only time you're going to get to see it is in a virtual setting on a video game. Whether you create Stone Cold in the AEW game or you have this happen on a WWE 2K video game. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Let me know what you think of this top story. Let me know what you think of the Adam Cole and Kevin Owens stories as well. Sound off in the comment section below. It is yours to let me know what you guys are thinking. Hit that thumbs up. 1,000 likes minimum on today's OTS Extra. And follow me on social media. It's going to be a busy one this weekend. At JD from NY206 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Guys, I will see you tonight live for SmackDown. And then Saturday, Full Gear Saturday, I'll be live on Twitter and on YouTube with the post show. Have a great weekend, guys, and I'll see you then on SmackDown tonight and Full Gear on Saturday night. See you guys later.